Mic test check. Alright, tonight we are going to do a flight, IFR flight, from Frederick, Maryland to Manassas Regional. And a good IFR flight starts with a good flight plan, and if you don't want to fiddle with the Garmin system in the plane, you got to set up correctly at the setup screen. So I have here, we'll start this side, Frederick to Manassas. Make sure you specify IFR low altitude because it's close enough. So IFR low altitude. Change this drop down on the right here to specify specifically ILS 16 left. Bit of a challenge here. I'm just gonna like add a tad of rain and yeah. Should I add lightning as well? That would be fun, wouldn't it? What happened to the screen to deal with lightning and stuff? Click away. Click on cloud. Click on cloud. No, click away from cloud. Oh my gosh, this is embarrassing, is it? Settings, lightning. There we go. Okay, good. So it'll be some flash. All right, sorry about that. So we are good to go. I'm gonna click on fly. Let me describe the flight plan. Basically, takeoff GPS will bring us straight as the crow flies towards ILS, runway 16, towards Manassas Regional, but we do detour to the right to get ourselves aligned with the glide slope. Plenty of time to align. I'm gonna click on fly. If we don't crash, okay, good. I'm gonna bring across on my other screen the approach plate for Manassas Regional. The thing to take note here is that the localizer frequency is 109.1. We need to remember that and punch that into the airplane. A reminder that I'm not a pilot and not a real pilot, and this is not meant to be instructional. This is just to set up the autopilot quickly for you to fly in IFR conditions to get from A to B without having to hand fly the whole thing, and to assist you in your landing approach. Right? You don't have to be in IFR to shoot an ILS approach. You can even do it in VFR. It's just nice to have the autopilot help you align up with the runway and take you down a little bit. So this is a demonstration of an ILS approach. May not be a good demonstration of a perfect landing. Takes a while to load, huh? So I'm gonna spare you guys the wait. I'm just gonna click on pause and we'll pick up when we are in the aircraft. Oh, no, we're there already.
Tower Daher November 319er, Victor Alpha ready to go runway 23 IFR to Manassas.
Daher November 319er, Victor Alpha cleared for takeoff runway 23.
Cleared for takeoff runway 23 Daher November 319er, Victor Alpha.
Okay, so first up, where are the lights? To the top of me, there's one over there and one over on the other side. Just gonna take a peek here and make sure that AP autopilot trim is on, so that's good. Now I'm gonna hit Control 3, and this is the flight director panel. I usually work from left to right. So first up, barometric pressure. We go to standard. No, we don't. We press B to it's a Microsoft Flight Simulator keyboard shortcut to tune the barometric pressure to the local barometric pressure so that you get a accurate altimeter reading. Next, I'm going to tap on the heading knob so that the heading bug is synchronized to current heading. Heading bug. So this is your heading bug. This little cyan colored ribbon thing, right? You can have it go left or right, but if you press on that knob, you have it aligned to runway heading. We do that because we do want to take off, fly runway heading. Next, we enable flight director. I know in real life you do not do that until you engage the autopilot, but I like to have the whiskers on my Garmin screen. Autopilot setting is here. Do not press. Your damper is here. Do not press. You do press these two in quick succession when you want to enable autopilot. Next is altimeter selection. I'm gonna put it to 4,000. Actually, it's checking with ATC and said what they say: climb and maintain 4,000 feet. So that's what we'll do. 4,000. And having done that, do not click on Alt Hold, click on vertical speed and manipulate this knob. And I manipulate it with my scroll up button on my mouse. It's the middle button. So you will scroll down and up. The image you see on screen corresponds with the direction. So I will turn this knob until I see 800, which is over here on the left by the altimeter tape. So 4,000, the big numbers, is where you would like the plane to climb to, and you want to climb at a rate of 800 feet per second. So I'm going to hit Control 3, Control 4, there we go. Flaps are good. Now over here, Navcom icon, corresponding button on the right, tap on it, then go to audio and radios and punch in, not yet, then you click on the numbers that correspond with nav 1 and you punch in 1091. Now you can only modify frequencies that are on standby, so this is on standby. You need to transfer, so I'll click on this key here to transfer it into active. So nav 1 is active. On the other side over here, make sure your nav source is on FMS, Flight Management System, Flight Planning System, Flight, I don't know what it stands for, but if you want to navigate by GPS, which we do want tonight, you gotta leave it on FMS. Now if the system is not smart enough to flip over to nav 1 as we approach the localizer, you will have to come here and switch it to nav 1. When you switch it to nav 1, on your main display, the compass rose arrow turns green and it says Viora 1. Now right now though, we switch it back to FMS, it should be pink. Magenta, really. And it will take us to the man transition. So all things are set. So we are good to go. Flaps at takeoff, trim is good, or rather right, because of P factor. Okay, so I believe you're good to go. So controls feel good. Alright, so nothing stopping us really. Parking brake off, turbine responding, off we go. We got a strong crosswind. Thrust set. Throttle back for the torque warning. Rotate. Trying to maintain an AOA of 5 degrees. Airborne. Vertical VSI. Gear up. Throttle back because of torque warning. Flaps up. Speed checked. Throttle back because of torque warning. Good time to engage autopilot. So autopilot is on, and click on your damper. Verify that it's climbing towards 4,000. Maintain runway heading. Okay, turn on ATC and wait for us to depart Frederick Airspace. Tower Airspace. There we go.
Potomac departure on 125.525.
Yep, going over. So now we'll check in with Potomac departure. They will want us to switch transponders so that they know which blip belongs to us. So let's check in first and see what transponder setting they want us to go
Potomac
to.
departure Daher, November 319er. Victor Alpha is climbing through 1,100 feet for 4,000 feet.
Daher November 319er, Victor Alpha Potomac.
Continue as planned, I click nav mode.
Altimeter
That will
29er,
get us
decimal
aligned with the
direction.
magenta line.
Daher 9er, Victor Alpha climb and maintain 4,100 feet.
So I'll just switch that alt cell knob to 4,100, acknowledge.
Climb and maintain 4,100 feet. Daher 9er Victor Alpha.
Did we already? Yeah, we already, because we were cleared to take off IFR. We have already squawked 5121, so they already know which one is us. Anyway, flying to the cloud now. Alright, so we're done with ATC for a while. Let's talk about manipulating the so control 4. Scroll, look up a bit. Let's talk about manipulating the GPS. I'm gonna click on this bottom knob here. No, click on Navcom and the bottom knob. No, MFD, and click on MFD, corresponding button. Should have done this on the ground to make sure your approach is 16 left. So it is, because we did our homework in the main onboarding screen, right? Okay, so when you click on this knob at the bottom, essentially this is a touch screen, so you could use this to scroll left or scroll down, or you can also use you can manipulate this knob and zoom in and zoom out. I am zooming in, zooming out using the middle scroller button on my mouse. So let's just scroll all the way out. So we got a ways to go to main. I am going to pause the recording right now because this could be a little boring. We're just climbing to a cruise altitude of 4,100. I will unpause the video as we approach the man transition. So I'm gonna just zoom in a tad. I always forget which direction to zoom in, like so, and I guess when the plane icon appears, I will unpause. So I'm gonna pause the recording right now. See you guys in a little bit. And we're back. I'm just gonna click here on stay again, so that for the
Washington
for your
Center,
benefit.
Donner 9er Victor Alpha. I didn't copy the
You guys didn't copy that. Ah.
Dollar 9er Victor Alpha, you are 23 miles north. Maintain present heading and altitude. Expect ILS runway 16 left approach via Manassas transition. Clear to Manassas.
Manassas they call it. So there's your chance to request a alternative IFR approach or another ILS enabled runway, but Manassas only has one, so we'll just say we'll take what we got.
Maintain present heading and altitude. Expect ILS runway 16 left approach via Manassas transition. Cleared to Manassas Donner 9er Victor Alpha.
This clearance is actually pretty early.
Dollar 9er Victor Alpha, contact Potomac approach on
kinda there already.
0.525.
Going to ONE 28.525 Donner 9er Victor Alpha.
Okay, going to approach. And the
Potomac
aircraft is
approach
already
Donner,
beginning its
November
left turn
319er,
at the
Victor
Manassas
Alpha,
transition. So
4,100
we'll
feet.
fly through these waypoints and we will
November 319er,
get lined up.
Victor Alpha Potomac approach. Continue to see
According to the approach plate, you do want to be 3,000 feet at Gidgee and 2,300 at Dorj. Right, you know this because at the bottom here it says, bottom of the approach plate, 3,000 feet at Gidgee, and your final approach fix is 2,200. Alright, time to go down, 3,000 feet, throttle back. Now control 3 for your, well let's tell the, right, alright.
Descend and maintain
3,000
feet.
feet,
Donner
right?
9er Victor
Now it's not
Alpha.
just simply changing 3,000 feet, you need to go to vertical speed on and give it minus 500 for passenger comfort. So you can see over here on the left it says, it states minus 500 on your, there we go, minus 500. And I am going into, talk about the glide slope real quick before we run out of time. The system might switch to nav mode, but you can see it has picked up on nav 1 because we told it to, that the glide slope is available. In fact, I'm going to switch over to nav right now and let it align directly with the runway. Need to really slow down as well. We may have flown through clouds, so
Donner 9er
turn
Victor
that
Alpha,
on,
you are
turn
14
that.
miles northwest of Manassas. Contact Manassas Tower on 133.
Need to really slow down. So we are going to the glide slope. So when the glide slope dot comes to the center here, that is where we, let me tell the approach that we are coming in. That's where we intercept the glide slope. So now we are established on a localizer, but we're not established on the glide slope just yet. So if we stay on nav mode in autopilot, we will just maintain heading, but we do not follow the glide slope down. So when this comes close, I will click on approach mode and the autopilot will follow the glide slope down. Now if you do it too early, some say, flaps 1, some say that, head out the cockpit, some say that the aircraft might climb, so you know, it could, I want to not have that happen. I'm gonna manipulate the GPS mode so that we can see the whole approach down there. So by Dorj, which is the approach fix, which is the asterisk on the approach plate here, we gotta be like at approach speed and be happy with approach. So I better like drop gears now. I need to contact tower because we are technically inbound, and we need to do this before we get to Dorge.
Manassas Tower Daher, November 319er, Victor Alpha 10
Approach
miles
speed,
northwest.
I
Inbound
want it
ILS
to be
runway
at
16
90.
left approach.
So
Air November 319er, Victor Alpha Manassas Tower.
5-degree AOA is
Cleared
good
ILS
approach.
runway 16 left
Switching
approach.
to approach mode.
Altimeter 29er, to wind 281 at 17.
So altimeter is still at standard. That's good. You can always press B for the shortcut.
Cleared ILS runway 16 left approach. Daher 9er Victor Alpha.
That wasn't good. Allowed it to stall because I was too busy. So a lot of things to do now. I might go to sterile cockpit at Dorge. So I want to make my approach speed full flaps. I'm going to make my approach speed 90 because we have a crosswind as well. So maintain glide slope. It's green, so we got it. Outer marker. No, that was not outer marker. That was 3000 leaving altitude warning. I can see the runway over here blinking. That's the approach light, so we are good. It's taking us there. Approach speed too slow again. Watch the throttle. The autopilot here does not control the throttle. Something that the Airbus would have. Alright, so still following the glide slope, and we're still on the localizer. So this is good. When I can see the whole runway in its glory, I will probably hand fly the thing down, because if you wait to the absolute last minute, because it's a game, you may not get a feel of the aircraft, and the aircraft might be disturbed just as you cross over the threshold. So probably at minimums I will take over, and then hopefully I do a good job of bringing the aircraft onto the ground. So flaps full. Do we have 3 green? Yeah, we have 3 green for the landing gear. So we are good. I'm gonna take away the ATC. And we are at Dorge, and we are on our approach fix. So that's good. I like my speed. Just narrow, just take it down a little bit. Throttle back just a little bit. And then we'll let the autopilot take us down. Traffic 1 o'clock high. Now when you take off the autopilot, don't forget to take off your yaw dampener as well.
Air 9er Victor Alpha, cleared to land runway 16 left. Wind 281 at 17.
Clear to land runway 16 left. Daher 9er Victor
Landing lights
Alpha.
is on, so I like that. Interesting how I set lightning at 50%. We didn't see any lightning, huh? Avionics failure on the other side. Well, we land the plane. Could be a bug in the game for the G3000 system, you know, because I would do like to see wind information on my system here. And when I click on this, I don't get anything. If I go on MFD and switch to weather, I mean, it doesn't quite tell us wind information as well. Looks like all the heavy rain is to the top of us, so no worries anyways. Good approach speed. I'm actually pretty happy about that. Sneak a view on the outside. Go back in. Funny how they don't warn us about traffic up here. That's a plane we're on his left. Probably really high. If it's really high, then it shouldn't be that bright. Oh well. Throttle up. I really do like it to be at 90. Okay, I can see the runway approach lights in all its glory right now. I want to wait to see if I can see the beginnings of the runway, the threshold proper. Yeah, there it is. So yaw damper off, autopilot off. Reduce throttle a little bit. Wind's pushing me to the left already. Pulling up. Throttle back, settle on the runway. Ooh, the wind's pushing me to the left too. Throttle off, reverse.
Victor Alpha, exit runway when able.
Okay, pretty good. And these blue lights do not appear in real life. I forgot to turn off taxi assistance, but let me get off the runway and we'll talk.
Dare Niner Victor Alpha, contact ground on 121.8.
Niner Victor Alpha.
So, that concludes the flight, and I hope you guys enjoyed the demonstration of how to set up the aircraft for ILS, for IFR autopilot, as well as an ILS approach and landing. So, thank you all for watching. You guys don't need to watch me park this thing, so talk to you guys later.
November 319er, Victor Alpha taxi to general aviation parking.